What is going on, everybody? This is Football Exclusive, and welcome back to another college football predictions video. And today we're doing the Tennessee Volunteers. But before we get into that, I just want to say I thank you everyone who subscribed to the channel for subscribing, because we just hit 100 subscribers last night, and it really means a lot to us. We didn't think we'd make it this far, honestly. We just did the channel for fun, and it paid off. I mean, we really spent a lot of time in these videos, and it's been really hard, and now we're starting to get some help, and we're appreciating and thanking for the people who are helping us down the road. If that means you're just subbed, or if you're helping us edit, anyone who's a part of the channel, even Jaden, thank you. It really means a lot, and that's why we're here today. So now we're pushing for 200, but we're not going to worry about that right now. We're just going to celebrate the 100 subs, and we're going to be making a 100 subscriber special in the future. Jay and I are planning it, and if we already have an idea of what we're going to do. So stay on the lookout for that. And if you notice something weird and the photo for the editing, just ignore it. We kind of messed up somewhere, but it's not really noticeable. But if you happen to, then just play along. It's nothing real big or anything, so try not to look for it or anything. It's just a little tweet that we had to make. But anyway, I hope you guys enjoy. Let's go ahead and get into the video. Alright, so the Tennessee Volunteers have started off the season kind of slow, losing to Georgia State and BYU. I just want to point out. And before I start, I also want to say that I am a Tennessee Vols fan. A lot of you guys know that. If you look at our history on the channel, we have a lot of Tennessee Vols videos, but we changed that. We try to do more different teams as we go along, and we haven't done a Tennessee prediction yet. And it's actually a coincidence that we're doing the Tennessee Vols. On the 100 subscribers, I actually have a list of teams I do in order, so this happens to be a coincidence. It wasn't meant to be when we get to 100 subs, we're doing the Tennessee Vols. That's not what it was. But I try not to be biased, and I try to give a reasonable prediction for the Volunteers. And if you look at my predictions last season, I was wrong about the Georgia State and BYU, obviously, and Missouri, I was actually wrong. I had Missouri winning that game. So I overshot Tennessee, but who saw Georgia State and BYU coming? Anyway, so looking at the third season, you go against Charlotte in week 1, and I know they lost to Georgia State and BYU, but they learned their lesson. I think they're going to beat Charlotte. Let's hope that they don't lose to Charlotte, though. I just want to say, as a Vols fan. And then out of Oklahoma. Now, I hear a lot of Tennessee fans saying that we are going to beat Oklahoma. We actually have a shot. We do have a shot. I mean, Oklahoma did lose CeeDee Lamb and Jalen Hurts, two huge names from Oklahoma who went into the NFL. And I might be missing one, but those are the two big ones. But Oklahoma, they have a good quarterback, Spencer Rattler, in there. Oklahoma has a really good defense. They usually always come out with a good O-line, and I think they do have pretty decent receivers. And this is also on the road for the Volunteers, so I think that makes it even harder. If there's not going to be any fans in the crowd, then that helps out Tennessee a lot. But let's hope there's crowds in the stadiums. It's just part of college football itself. But I do have Oklahoma winning that game. I think it's going to be close, though. I think Tennessee's going to compete. And if this game could show what Tennessee is. If Tennessee gets blown out, that can show Tennessee's just old them. They haven't really changed. But if they can keep it competitive, that shows some hope for Tennessee. Moving on to Furman, you should win that game. And then Florida. You have Florida at home, and this is actually a toss-up game to me. And a lot of people are saying, well, Florida is Florida. Florida will beat Tennessee, no problem. I feel like there's a group of people who believe that and believe that Tennessee can actually do it. And I'm one of those people who think Tennessee can actually do it, not just because I'm a Vols fan, because the reasons show. I mean, Tennessee is a hard place to play in. And Tennessee's getting better. They have a good coach. Jeremy Pruitt is really good, actually. So I think Tennessee has the potential to do it. and I think Tennessee will win that game. Don't go ahead and go off the video yet. I can see you guys clicking off already. Just wait until the other games, okay? Because it's going to get more reasonable in a second. But I do think Tennessee can beat Florida, and I think they will. Yeah, I mean, Kyle Trask, it's not that I don't think Florida's not good. Yeah, Florida is a way more talented team, but I think Tennessee can catch Florida off guard. And then you got Missouri. You should win that at home. Missouri's getting worse, losing a bunch of people. Kelly Bryant, a big name. And then you go on the road to South Carolina. Now, this is a big game because you're feeling overconfident about yourself. Now, you beat Florida. You blew out Missouri, who's not going to really beat anybody this year. So, can you see Tennessee doing the same thing as Georgia State and BYU, being overconfident and blowing the game? I think that's actually what's going to happen. I think South Carolina will take the win. I think South Carolina has a great D-line, good defense. Ryan Olinsky's really good. I think South Carolina can catch Tennessee off guard. Who do I think is more talented? Tennessee is. But it's also on the road, and South Carolina can catch them off guard. Tennessee's getting overconfident. That's like my big thing. But do I think if Tennessee cannot get overconfident about themselves and get cocky, yeah, I think Tennessee can win that game. I can see that game going either way, honestly, but I picked South Carolina at the end of the day. So a lot of people are going to say, well, you chose them to beat Florida but lose to South Carolina. What is this? It's just I think Tennessee's going to get overconfident about themselves, not because I think South Carolina is more talented. And then you got Alabama. This is a big game. Tennessee actually made it look quite competitive last year in that game. A couple mental mistakes. Tennessee could have made it one possession if Jared Garantano didn't decide to go rogue. So think about that. Tennessee losing Alabama in a one possession game. Imagine how crazy that would have been. It would have happened if Jared Garantano would just have handed it to the running back. So I think this game could be competitive, a lot more competitive than last year. I think Tennessee's going to give Alabama some trouble, actually. Do I think they're going to win? No, I think Alabama's going to win. I don't think it'll be a blowout, though. I think it's going to be a close game, and it's also at Rocky Top, so that gives Alabama a harder time. So don't sleep on Alabama, or Tennessee, Alabama. This is a big game. And then at Arkansas, I know they have Felipe Franks. Felipe Franks is pretty good. He got injured, and then the backup came in and backed up for him, and Felipe transferred. I think a lot of you guys know, but I'm just letting people who don't know. But Arkansas is a new weapon down there, and it's also on the road. I think this game will be somewhat competitive. Tennessee definitely can't sleep on Arkansas, but I do think Tennessee will win that game. Kentucky is up next. Now, Kentucky is a huge game for both teams. It's a big game last year. Every season, Kentucky and Tennessee is a big game. This is a good rivalry. In my opinion, it's one I would definitely look forward to a lot. Kentucky has a lot of upgrades. Terry Wilson, Kavashier Smoke. They have a good secondary as well. So Kentucky is really good, but I do think Tennessee will win on a close game and home. I think Tennessee's quarterback, whoever that is, will make plays. Tennessee's O-line is really good. I forgot to point that out. Tennessee's O-line is probably one of the best O-line in the SEC. Notice I said one of, I didn't say the. So don't go and say that I think that they're better than Georgia's or whatever you want to compare them to. So I think Tennessee can win this game in a close game, though. I think it's going to be low scoring as well. And then you go at Georgia. Tennessee with Georgia, they always seem like they're competitive, but the score doesn't show it. I think it'll be the case here. It's also on the road. I think that Georgia will win by like 3 possessions, but I think the score won't tell the story of the game. I think the game is going to be really competitive. Honestly, Georgia lost quite a lot, losing running back DeAndre Swift, I believe is his name, and Jake Fromm, another big guy, and he lost Andrew Thomas on the O-line. So they lost quite a bit on Georgia. So this could be somewhat of a low-scoring game, but you never know. Georgia has a pretty good quarterback as a freshman and a transfer. I think it's a freshman. I might be wrong here. But I do think Tennessee will lose to Georgia. Troy's up next. Troy is known for beating Power 5 schools. I've seen a whole video compilation of Troy beating Power 5 schools before. So, do I think it's going to happen to Tennessee? No. I think Tennessee should beat Troy, honestly. And then at Vanderbilt, now Tennessee can never sleep on Vanderbilt anymore. We learned that lesson plenty of times. Lost to Vanderbilt 2016 when Tennessee was good. Lost them in 2017. Can't forget 18. Oh boy. But we did beat them last year. I think Tennessee's getting better. And I think Tennessee will beat Vanderbilt on the road. I don't think Vanderbilt really competes with the SEC anymore. I think Tennessee has to get back on the roll, where Vanderbilt is just a huge favor for Tennessee to get. So I think Tennessee will actually win that game. I don't think Tennessee will really struggle with them anymore. A couple upsets here and there, but at the end of the day, I do think Tennessee will beat Vanderbilt and finish the season 8-4, which is better than 7-5. That will put you in a pretty good bowl game. But I think 8-4 is reasonable, because I can also see you losing at Florida and beating South Carolina. So that's another 8-4 record. If you beat Florida and South Carolina, bam, you got a 9-3 record. And I also think you have a good shot against Oklahoma. I think the two games you need the two biggest games are probably Oklahoma and Florida. For the Vols, I don't think you really have a shot against Alabama or Georgia. I do see them being competitive, though. But that's all for this video, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed. Please like and subscribe if you didn't already. We're pushing for 200 now. We do really appreciate the 100 subscribers. Like, it's just unbelievable. But I'll put the playlist of the predictions down in the description. So if you want to see more predictions, go and feel free and check them out. And Jane's starting to upload more. He's doing the NFL predictions, and we're talking about doing other stuff for the channel. So stay on the lookout for that. And I hope to see you guys in the next video.